told you not to do no sin no more. I guess they acting like they hear me. 90 days I let a fiend for. If this what you want, you best go be slow. And she said, baby, I know you legit. Baby, I know you legit. She said, man, like you don't even exist. And I said, UPK made me like this. Bada bing, I popped the least suspect. I start all my crowns, ring and necklace. Do what the men above had taught me. Hey, you say I play too hot, no coffee. I had to change my life like this, yeah. I'm taking life for what it is, yeah. Quit acting blind, you need some lenses. Abiding by the damn scriptures, yeah. I told you not to do no sin no more. I guess they acting like they hear me. 90 days I let a fiend for. If this what you want, you best go be slow. And she said, baby, I know you legit. Baby, I know you legit. She said, man, like you don't even exist. And I said, UPK made me like this. I've been up, I've been up, I've been up, I've been up. I've been up, I've been up, I've been up, I've been up. Quit the fuck, show me love, show me love. I need love. Don't wanna leave me, yeah. I'm mixing up my damn problems. I'm mixing out all of that violence. If you with me, we on that fly shit. To all these worldly bastards round us, I say, I told you not to do no sin no more. I guess they acting like they hear me. 90 days I let a fiend for. If this what you want, you best go be slow. And she said, baby, I know you legit. Baby, I know you legit. She said, man, like you don't even exist. And I said, you.
Any man give his life for Yahweh Shai, Mashiach, and Christ, and fall up under that UPK banner. Is my brother and my blood, and I will die and kill for him if necessary.
Go to ground, 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 go to ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Take ground, 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 take ground. My soldiers take ground till them stand down. Take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground. My soldiers take ground till them stand down. Take ground, take ground, take ground. Nah, this ain't no movement, this a takedown. scripture God. The white man is the devil.
See, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this boy, your ass need to stop it. Ass you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. See, everybody ain't with all that peace talk. Everybody ain't with all that bygone be. Boy, your ass need to stop it. Ass you to prop. It's about to get serious. When they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. He cashed out on your blood, traded you in and bought a new biz. Ask you the prophets, I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I tell you once, won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga and fed he up for parole because of the COVID. It feel like the host in this world that don't go together. Know that it's gold in the ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settle. Yeah, see the prophets. I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you know, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass you the prophets. You know, like we all come together. Cause you know, they say God so loved the world. God so loved the world, and know boy, your ass need to stop it, ass you the prophets. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, young, we don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass shit. Oh, I'm with step, I'm solid for show. To the fake niggas, stay solid, I got it, let's go. Let's go. I ain't taking no loss, ain't no talking when we got the flow. Ain't no peace, just play with your own. I'ma be loyal to the right arm. Tell him we can't keep it slate. And I can never let bygone be bygone. Got your baby mother on high, got your baby pass through the fire. Ask you the prophets, that baby soul belong to the Lord. How dare you abort it? Devil will failure, bitch, I can afford it. I prepare slaughter, you bring me my water. Push your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. Their ass need to stop it, ass you the prophets.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, but that's what the church is for, lying. That's why it exists, to lie the money out of your pockets.
Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass you the prophets. Give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga.
Yeah, man.
Rock and clap it up, clap it up.
Under the command of General Yohana, and we teach that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible, God's chosen people. Okay, we're going to run through a couple of announcements that we've got going on in the school regarding classes. Then we're going to go straight into tonight's class. This is the Monday night law class. So Monday night we have the biblical law class. So Tuesday night we have the brotherhood class. Wednesday night we have the history class. Thursday night we have the scripture breakdown class. Friday night we have the Lashawan Kodash class, which means in the Hebrew is in the English. In the Hebrew is Lashawan Kodash. In the English is the Most High's Holy Tongue. Okay. All the classes are streamed live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Okay. After the Lashawan Kodash class on a Friday evening, we have a live radio show with Officer Dungaban, Captain Karathia, called On the Ends. Saturday morning, live from the school, we stream and hold the Saturday Sabbath service from in the school, 394 Lodge Road, Hockley, Birmingham. That's from 10 till 11, and then from 11 o'clock, Salakia, from 12 till 5, we hit the street, the concrete for street camp, and that will be 1 week in central Birmingham, the bottom of the ramp, the bullring ramp, and the following Saturday in London, Piccadilly, that's central London, and we alternate the week. So 1 week Birmingham Central, the next week London Central. The 3 classes a week. Anybody that wants to attend the school for classes, the classes that are live when the school's open for the live class is the Monday night law class tonight, the Wednesday night history class, and the Thursday night scripture breakdown class. The 2 other classes, Thursday and Friday, the Lashawan Kodash class and the Brotherhood class is not live in the school, but they are streamed live like the other 3 on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to go straight into tonight's class, tonight's topic. Angels and demons. So tonight's class is called Angels and Demons. Now, through the Christian church, we've got a lot of speculation of what angels and demons are, what their definitions are, what they consist of, what they mean according to the Christian church, not according to the Bible. So we're going to have a look at this. We're going to have a look at angels and demons according to the law in the Bible. And we're going to have a general look at the definition of angels and demons and look at some precepts tonight for the listening audience. If you've got any questions in class, hold your hand up. We'll get straight to you. And if we've got any questions online, just type them into the StreamYard and we'll get straight to your questions ASAP as soon as possible. So tonight's class, angels and demons. Does anybody can tell me in class tonight what an angel and what a demon is? What is an angel and what is a demon? Officer Mozart.
Angels are the one that does God work. The demon is the one that serves Satan, or does the work of God through Satan.
Yeah, that's a good start. That's a good start. Okay, but let's have a look at what angels and demons do, the work they do, and let's define what they really are. Because angels and demons, according to the Bible, are named as the sons of God. Okay, so unlike in the Christian church where we're taught that angels are good and demons are bad, nothing of that sort is recorded in the Bible. Right. There's no records of angels being good and demons being bad. Angels and demons all are sons of the Most High God. And they do the work that they're set out to do. So like when you get up and go to your slavery in the daytime and you're given tasks A, B, and C by your slave master, you will do them in an order. And that's the same way the angels and demons have to do their work. They are loyal servants of the Most High God, and they have given tasks to do. Now, an angel might be given a good task or what is perceived in the Christian church as a wicked task. None of the work of the Most High God is wicked. It is wicked, but metaphorically, it cannot be. All work given to the angels and demons by the Most High God are necessary, or they wouldn't be taking place. Now, if we could look at angels and demons, they all have a job to do. Now, we've all been in the world. We're all in the world, okay? And if you can imagine angels doing the work, we all know what the CPS is. We all know what the CPS is and what a defense lawyer is. This is the best way to explain angels and demons. If you can imagine that angels have got a job to do, they're the defense lawyers. So you've been arrested for murder, for example. You will have a CPS prosecutor, Crown Prosecution Service. They will order a CPS attorney or lawyer to try your case at Crown Court. You will have a defense lawyer. So if you can see the angels and demons, they're in a similar situation, the work they have to do, the work they're ordained to do by the Most High God. So you've got the angels, which are the defense lawyers, and you've got the demons, which are the CPS, the Crown Prosecution Service. And that's basically all it is.
Sorry, the code was the American code district attorney is not that.
District attorney, yeah, but this ain't America,
CPS,
otherwise.
okay.
This is the UK. In the UK, we have the CPS, which is the Crown Prosecution Service. They are the police's. They're the if in every police station around the country, you will have offices above the police station, usually on the top level. And these offices are the CPS offices, the Crown Prosecution Services. So the police are not emailing, they're not sending text messages, phone calls. They will use the phone like we do and online, but and the internet, but they've got the CPS upstairs. So the police are given orders by their sergeant, their captains, their superintendents, but they're also given orders by the CPS, the Crown Prosecution Service. So the police will go and investigate. They'll gather what evidence they've got. They'll take it upstairs to the CPS offices. They will review the paperwork and the evidence that the police have brought, and they will advise the police on what else they need to do going forward for the case, the trial that will come to court. And that's the CPS service, the Crown Prosecution Service in the UK. They do the same work that demons do for the Most High God. The Most High God sets the demons out to go and gather evidence against us, okay? And then the angels are the defense lawyers that step in and try and give us another chance, a second chance, help us. So that's all the work is of angels and demons. There's a balance, and they're both needed and they're both necessary. I mean, how can we be granted salvation without being worthy? Okay, so the demons are not bad. The demons are proving that we're worthy. We need demons. Without demons, we cannot prove our worth. We cannot prove that we're worthy of the love of the Most High God. Okay, the demons are there to make sure we keep our vows. To keep our oath with God. And the angels are the ones that give us a second chance. The angels are not there dangling an apple in front of us. That's the job of Satan. Satan's a deceiver. So these demons don't work for Satan. They might get orders from Satan, but ultimately the demons work for the Most High God. Right. And so do the angels. That's right. And that, if you can look at it like how the judicial system is in this wicked ass world, you will understand it a lot easier and a lot better. That's the job of angels and demons. They're the CPS and they're the defense lawyers. Period. It's as simple as that. We're gonna have a quick look at we're gonna have a quick look at a video, because just before we get into the class, we're taught a doctrine in the Christian church that Lucifer is Satan. Lucifer was an angel on the left-hand side of God. And Lucifer tried to rise up himself against God, and he got kicked off. He got kicked out of heaven, and he rolled down and fell to earth and built his own demonic place of fire and brimstone, where all the demons live in castles around him. And this place is called hell, and it's all fire and brimstone, and he's very hot. And this is a place where you're condemned to if salvation is not granted you. And there's nothing further from the truth of that. Okay, that is Lucifer is not Satan. We're going to prove Lucifer is not Satan, and we're going to see in the Bible who Lucifer exactly is. Okay, so if you can run that video for me, Mark, Baba Kashar.
each with distinct roles and significance.
You can just stop.
Michael, known as the warrior angel. Michael is the protector of Israel and the commander of God's heavenly army. In the book of Daniel and Revelation, Michael is seen battling the forces of darkness. In the Bible, three powerful angels stand out, each with distinct roles and significance. Michael, known as the warrior angel. Michael is the protector of Israel and the commander of God's heavenly army. In the book of Daniel and Revelation, Michael is seen battling the forces of darkness, defending God's people, and waging war against Satan. Gabriel, the messenger angel. Gabriel plays a key role in delivering important announcements from God. He appeared to Daniel, giving insight into future events, and is best known for bringing the news of John the Baptist's birth to Zechariah and announcing the coming of Jesus to Mary. Lucifer, once a high-ranking angel known for his beauty and wisdom, Lucifer became prideful and sought to overthrow God. His rebellion led to his fall from grace, becoming Satan, the adversary of God and humanity. His story is a cautionary tale of pride and disobedience. These three angels represent the ultimate battle between good and evil, each with a critical role in God's plan for the world. In the Bible, three powerful angels stand out, each with distinct roles and significance. Michael, known as the warrior angel. Michael is the protector of Israel and the
Okay, so cut that. So, okay, it was just a quick 30-40 second video. So what's the first thing we noticed about that video? That is a Christian video.
That's right.
Yeah, what is the first thing we notice about that video? These three angels are white. Get me Ezekiel 1 and 7. Let's see first and foremost if the Christian church is a lie and they've depicted a lie of what the angels look like. Because Ezekiel gave us a description of what the angels look like, and they were not the biblical Edomites. They were not the oppressor, and they was not the so-called white man, according to the book of Ezekiel. So read that for me, Baba Kishar, Ezekiel 1 and 7.
The book of Ezekiel 1 verse 7. Their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf.
Like the sole of a calf. Okay, a calf is a cow, cattle. Read on.
Calf foot, and the sparkle like the color of burned brass.
Like what?
And they sparkle like the color of burned brass.
Okay, so brass is a definitive of brown.
That's right.
It's the color of brown.
That's
so
right.
these angels, read that last part again.
And they sparkle like the color of burning brass.
Burning brass, not just ordinary brass, burning brass. So these angels were blick. If we saw these angels today and they manifested in the flesh, they would be blick like nighttime. They wouldn't just be brown like brass. I'm brown like brass. But you've got darker skinned Israelites than me that are blick.
That's right.
And these angels were blick.
That's right.
According to the, read that again for me one more time, Baba Kishar Moses. Just the last part.
And their feet like the color of burnished brass.
Like burning brass. So who are these three guys that the Christian church and Google is saying are Gabriel, Michael, and Lucifer? Three of the most important angels, three of the most important Lucifer, Salakia, workers of servants of the Most High God, sons of the Most High God. Who are these guys? Because these are not written in the Bible. We've just had a depiction of the angels in the Bible, and they're like brass, burned brass. So they're dark skinned and they're black. So-called black. Give me Isaiah 14 and 12, Baba Kishar. Okay, so that's strike one. What's strike two about Lucifer? Can anybody tell me? Because we're going to read about it now in Isaiah 14 and 12.
I don't know.
Yeah, they said Lucifer was kicked out of heaven and became and turned into Satan. So they're saying the Most High God turned Lucifer, the angel, into Satan. But Satan was always the angel. The devil was the angel. Lucifer was never an angel. That's their story. That's their doctrine. Do we all follow this? Let's see who Lucifer is according to the Bible. So Satan, we've just dislodged this theory that Satan became Satan. We're going to prove that Satan was not Lucifer. We've just proved that Satan, Gabriel, and Michael were not so-called white men or white angels. According to the Bible, they were black. Okay, so let's start off at verse 12. Isaiah 14, verse 12.
Book of Isaiah 14, verse 12.
And let's remember, the narrator just said that Lucifer was kicked out of heaven and changed to Satan. Let's read who Lucifer was. Baba Kishore.
Okay.
Read that.
The book of Isaiah 14, verse 12. O art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning.
Son of the morning, fallen from heaven, O Lucifer. Okay, so we know according to the Bible that heaven is a conditioning. Okay? This isn't Lucifer being kicked out of the clouds and rolling and tumbling down to earth. That's not what this is referring to. Read on.
O art thou cut down to the ground, which didst shaken the nation.
Which did shaken the nation. What will Lucifer do? Read on.
For thou art said in thine heart, I'll ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God.
Read that again.
I will exalt my throne above the stars of God.
So Lucifer says he will exalt his throne. Read that again, Baba Kishore.
I will exalt my throne above the stars of God.
Lucifer says he will exalt his throne above the stars of who?
God.
Of God. Who are the stars of God? Does anybody know who the stars of God are? Well, according to the Bible, the stars of God, Khan are the one Khan. They're the 12 tribes of Israel. We, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives, are the stars of God. We're the stars of God. Without us in this wicked-ass kingdom, nothing shines. We are the stars of God. We shine. Read that again, Baba Kishore. Because who said that he's going to rise himself, his throne above the stars of the Most High God? Read that again, Bob Kishore.
I exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit on.
No. Who said it? Just go back a little bit.
Okay.
Was it Satan or Lucifer?
For thou art said in thine heart. Okay, sorry. Verse 12. O art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer.
Oh, who?
Lucifer.
No, Satan.
Lucifer.
No, the devil.
Lucifer.
Read on.
Son of the morning, O art thou cut down to the ground.
So there's no mention here of Satan or the devil, but the Bible says Satan moves amongst us. Lucifer is somebody else. Who is Lucifer? Read on.
O art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nation.
If I may, the Bible calls Lucifer weakening nations. You know what I mean? When, according to Christianity, Lucifer was kicked out of heaven before there was any nations. Whoever Lucifer is, weakens nations. Nations are scared of him. Nations get attacked to him. Nations get bombed by him.
Okay, and this sounds very, very much like somebody we know.
Whoever he is.
Whoever Lucifer is, he was not kicked out of the heavens before the nations. Okay, he was like, what did you say, other one?
According to Christianity, Lucifer was kicked out of heaven before Adam was made.
Before Adam was made. Damn right. So Lucifer was kicked out of heaven long before 6,000 years ago, when Adam and Eve walked this earth in the Garden of Eden, allegedly. So, and that's what's pushed in the Christian church. So how could this be talking about Satan or Lucifer being Satan or becoming Satan? Read on.
Verse 13. For thou said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven.
I will ascend into heaven. Remember, heaven is not a physical place the Bible is referring to that you die and go to in paradise. Heaven is a conditioning. And Lucifer says he's going to ascend, he's going to rise himself up. Who runs this wicked ass kingdom at the minute? Think of Job 9 and 24. Who was the wicked that this world was handed to? The so-called the oppressor. So this Lucifer guy who's ascending into a higher position, the highest position in this kingdom, sounds very much like someone that we know very well. Read on.
I will exalt my throne above the stars of God.
I will do what?
Exalt my throne above the stars of God.
And we've just established the stars of God. So, Salakia, other one, can you get me Revelation 12 and 1 so we can see who these stars of God are? He's going to exalt himself above the stars of God, the 12 tribes of Israel. Read on, Moza. Baba Kashar. Moza, read on.
I'm going. I will exalt my throne above the heavens. I will sit also upon the mountains of the congregation in the side of the north.
In the side of the north. What verse is that?
Verse 13.
Read 14, Baba Kashar.
Verse 14. I'll ascend above the heights of the cloud. I'll be like the Most High.
Okay, so the stars of heaven are the 12 tribes of Israel. Lucifer, the so-called oppressor, okay, says he's going to rise himself above you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, according to the Bible. You know, we're not making this stuff up. Hell here is in verse 15. We're going to read it in 15. Get verse 15 and read that, Baba Kashar. Mozart, carry on reading verse 15.
Okay. Verse 15. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the side of the pit. Verse 16.
Come.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
He's an angel.
Is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
No, he was Lucifer and he was turned into Satan.
Is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
Hold on a minute. Lucifer's a man here.
That's right.
In Isaiah 14 and 15 to 16. And I'll tell you something else here in verse 15. Here in verse 15, there's no guarantee of any life except in the low condition. There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee. Under this reign of Lucifer, who is the oppressor, yeah, there's no guarantee of anything but a lower tier of life while they rule it. Let's see who the stars of heaven are in Revelation 12 and 1. We're going to come back and pick it up at verse 16, Moses.
Revelation 12 and 1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, and a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars.
A crown of what?
12 stars.
No, the 13th tribe of Lucifer.
A crown of 12 stars.
The crown of 12 stars. Okay, the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
Period. You know, this is definitive proof. You cannot, any of your Christian pastors that are debating this, send them down to the school at 394 Lodge Road. We can prove what we teach. Your Christian pastor does not. Read that again for me, Baba Kashar, everyone.
Revelation 12 and 1.
Who are the stars of heaven?
And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars.
Upon her head a crown of 12 stars. Who is the woman? The woman is Israel. You know, the Bible is metaphorically breaking down, and is breaking down what is what. And only certain people are ordained to understand this, get this, and be able to teach it and break it down. And that's not your Christian pastor. Yeah.
Jeremiah 62. I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman.
Read that again for me, Baba Kashar, one.
I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman.
I have likened. So here we go in Jeremiah. Okay, so that woman, that daughter of Zion, is a metaphor for Israel. Israel. But you can't get these you can't get this breakdown in the Christian church. You're not going to hear this. You're not going to hear this. The order for that other one. No. So we know from Isaiah 14 and 12, the stars of heaven that Isaiah's talking about in Isaiah 14 and 12 he's talking about the 12 tribes of Israel. And that's in Jeremiah, and that's in Revelation 12 and 1. Mozart, pick up at verse 16 where we started from in Isaiah 14. Go to
Isaiah
verse 16.
14, verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
Well, I thought Lucifer was Satan, Mozart. It says here, is this the man? I thought, according to that Christian pastor, I thought Lucifer was Satan. I thought he'd been kicked out of heaven and he'd rolled down to earth, built a place called hell, fire and brimstone, and now his name was Satan. Read that again, Baba Kishore.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man?
So Satan is a man. And who is the man amongst us that has exalted himself above all things?
Esau, the oppressor.
The oppressor, the so-called white man.
That's right.
So who is Lucifer according to the Bible? So Lucifer's not even an angel.
That's right.
He's a living flesh. We've got Lucifer all around. We answer to Lucifer. We pay taxes to Lucifer. We work for Lucifer every day of our goddamn lives. He's here in the flesh. He's all around us. He rules this domain. He rules this kingdom. Read on verse 17, Baba Kashar.
Verse 16.
Yeah, can someone get me
That
Isaiah
did a
45 and
kingdom.
7?
That did a shake kingdom. Verse 17. That made the world a desolate, a wilderness.
What?
And destroyed the
Read that
cities.
again. Read that again.
Verse 17. That made the world a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof.
Who destroyed the ozone layer?
That's right.
Who made the woolly mammoth and the saber-toothed tiger? And what's that bird?
Dodo.
The dodo bird extinct. Yeah. Who's put pollution in this world? Who's chopped down all the rainforest? Who's made so many housing estates that there's no badgers and foxes left in the country?
That's right.
Who's destroyed this kingdom? Read that again, Baba Kashar.
Verse 17. That made the world a wilderness.
A wilderness. What is a wilderness? Does anybody know what a wilderness is?
It's an uninhabited place, a forest.
Desert.
Yeah.
A wilderness is a desert. Read that again. You can't make that. That's what I'm saying. You're not going to hear this in the Christian church. You can't make this stuff up.
Like what I like to do is tell, ask a Christian, so when they say into this, I'll put the mic to them, I'll wait a bit. So in the Bible, when they say into this, let's wait a bit. Let's wait. But when they say weaken nations,
but Lucifer weakens nations. You got something, Mozart?
Okay. When they say wasted, I'm sorry, but wait, this tries it. When you look at Assyria, you wouldn't believe that people was living there. It is a proper wilderness. Everything is crumbled. All you can see, you think it was like a demolition site. Nobody find comfort in it anymore. Everybody want to move away from it because it destroyed it from a total wilderness.
Right, damn right.
And it's a city. And you hear the Bible says, destroy cities and make them a wilderness.
Damn right. Read on.
Come on.
The water.
Thereof, that openeth not the house of his prisoners.
Open the what?
The house of his prisoners.
I tell you what, this sounds very much like somebody we know. Who had us in captivity?
That's right.
For 400 years.
Right.
Read that again, Bob. Kasha.
Verse 17, Isaiah 14, verse 17. That made the world a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof. That opened not the house of his prisoners.
So whoever Lucifer is, he destroyed and made this kingdom a wilderness, and he never opened the doors to his prisoners. 400 years we was in captivity. You know, he could have kept us for 50 years and opened the doors of his prisons. He could have kept us for 200 years. 400 years he refused to let us go. Just like Pharaoh, 3,000 years before him. You got something out of
No,
that?
I think what did say those Satan as prisoners. When Satan got a jail business. What is this, man? You got playing a few times, man.
Okay, so Lucifer doesn't open up the house of his captives for his captives. He keeps them. Because why does he keep them? Because he profits from it. He profits from his prisons. Yes, he does profit from them. He profits from the labor that them prisoners give him. This sounds very much like somebody we know. Very much like somebody we know. Any questions in class? Isaiah 45 and 7. Can we get that, Barbara shot?
Isaiah 45 and 7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things.
I, the who?
I, the Lord, do all these things.
Okay, so hold on a minute. He makes peace and he makes what?
I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things.
He creates light. He creates darkness. He makes peace. He makes evil. But hold on a minute. This is not what we taught in the Christian church.
That's right.
Our Father does everything. Nothing doesn't move without his say-so. Nothing in this kingdom moves. Nothing blinks. Nothing happens without the say-so of the Most High God.
That's right.
Nothing can happen. Everything's ordained. Everything's ordered. And he's got servants, the CPS and the defense prosecution moving amongst us just because we can't see them. Just because we can't see them, yeah, they're moving amongst us and they keep order. That's what ordained means. Well, in fact, let's see what ordained means. Just open up the Sandovan, the compact dictionary. Let's get a definition of ordained. The Most High God created every single angel and demon. These living things did not make themselves.
That's right.
Do we all follow this?
That's right. All right.
And if your lying pastor tells you demons are against the Most High God or work for an angel that opposes God, then you can tell your pastor, you can call your pastor out. Call your pastor out. Call him out on that and tell him to prove it. The Bible says prove all things. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 21. And if your pastor cannot prove that these demons oppose God and Satan opposes God, then he's a liar.
That's right.
He's got that lying spirit on him. And he's got them demons on him that are making him lie. And he's got no spirit of the Most High God, your pastor, because he's given in to his demons a long, long time ago. Have we got that? Go to page 425. Have you got it? Have you got page 425? Yes?
I said I've got page 425, yeah.
Yeah, so read ordained. Or do you want me to read it? It's at the bottom left-hand corner. Yeah. Okay, ordained. In the King James Version, to ordain is the rendering about 35 different Hebrews, Greek, and Latin words. The word has many shades of meaning, chiefly the following. 1, numero uno, to set in order. Do we all follow this? Can we comprehend this? So ordained is to set something in order. The Bible says again and again and again that these angels and demons are ordained by the Most High God. So what are they doing?
Doing what they ordered to do.
They're following their orders, just like the CPS and the defense lawyers do. Your defense solicitor. Your defense solicitor follows your orders. Whose orders do the CPS follow? The Department of Justice. The Department of Justice, the Justice Department. That's who the CPS work for. And the police work for the CPS. Period. That's it. This is not difficult, Israel. This is not difficult. Is there any more on Isaiah 45 and 7? Or was that it? I don't want. Did you read?
Read it again in front though.
Let's read it again, Bob, because get me Job 1 and 6.
I form the light and create darkness.
I form the light and darkness. The Most High God creates everything. Nothing moves without his say so. Read on, Bob Kashar.
I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things.
I, the Lord, do all these things, not Satan. Satan does not make up his own script and go and execute it. The Most High God makes up the script.
That's right.
And he ordains Satan to go and execute it. Do we all follow this?
That's right.
Lucifer ordains nothing but in this world. And the only leverage Lucifer has over everybody else is that he's the richest nation in this kingdom. So he gets to rule this kingdom his way. But it's not always going to be like this. It's not always going to be like this. Job 1 and 6. You got that, Bible Show?
Okay. The book of Job 1 verse 6. There was a day when the sons of God come to present themselves before the Lord.
And who are the sons of God? No, they're the stars of the Most High God. Who are the sons of God?
This chapter has
Angels. Yeah, the sons of God are man and angels throughout the Bible. But in this particular scripture, he's talking about angels being the sons of God. Read that again, Bob. Sure.
No, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord.
Okay, so the sons of God, the angels, are being called, summoned to the Most High God for a meeting. Who are the sons of God? The angels.
That's right.
Okay, and guess what? Guess who was one of them angels? Read on.
Satan came also among them.
No, Lucifer.
Satan came also among them.
No, the oppressor.
Satan came also among them.
Satan came also amongst them. How dare your Christian pastor teach you that Satan hates the Most High God? How dare your Christian pastor teach you that Satan opposes the Most High God? How dare your Christian pastor teach you, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and native Indians, that Satan is the Most High God's adversary? That's nowhere in the Bible.
That's right.
But this is. Read that again, Barbara.
No, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord.
Present. To present means you've been called. This is not in a disrespectful way. You present yourself. Okay, if this is not in if this is not in order and done decently by the angels and respectful, they would confront. It would be a confrontation. The terminology is nothing of that sort. They present themselves. Present comes from the terminology present, to give somebody something. So they're presenting themselves to God. They're not confronting God. They're not coming with confrontation and argument like a Christian pastor would have you believe Satan does with the Most High God. He confronts God. He opposes God. There's nothing of the sort recorded in our records. But these angels are called to present themselves. And Satan, guess what? Satan is one of these angels that comes and presents himself. This does not sound confrontational to me. Is there anybody in class that disagrees with this?
No.
Read that.
For me, but it's like it's mad hearing the breakdown back from the it reminds me how bad the breakdown was like you bring it back from King's voice.
Can't. Don't worry. Read that again, Barbara Shaw.
No, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them.
Satan came, they was called to present themselves. decently and in order. And Satan comes along with them. Satan's with Gate. Okay, the angels are not named. Satan's the only angel that's named. But you can imagine Michael was there, Gabriel was there, Raphael was there. All the top tier angels were called to the Most High God. Okay, it says nothing about the 24 elders, but maybe they was part of it as well. We don't know. But we know that Satan was one of the angels that presented himself to the Most High God. He never confronted God. He was called and he presented himself respectfully, decently, and in order.
That's right.
Just like we do in the ISUPK under the command of General Johanna in council. We don't come in council and start shooting our mouths off. We present ourselves decently. Well, guess what? You're going to get waxed up. You come in council shooting your mouth, you're going to get shut down and waxed, period. And don't you think that would have happened to Satan if he come to confront the Most High God? So listen, your Christian pastor talks nonsense.
That's
He's
right.
a liar.
Right.
Read that again, Baba Kasha.
Okay. Job 1 verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came among them.
Read on.
Okay. Verse 7. And the Lord said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, perfect and upright, a man, one that fear God and eschewed evil.
So what does this sound like to you, Mozart? That the Most High God, Most High God's addressing Satan. His angels are there. His top tier band of angels are there. They're in the meeting. They present themselves. Most High God's having a discussion with Satan. So Satan's definitely right up there, one of his top loyal servants. What is the Most High God telling Satan?
Right. Is to look at.
Is he reasoning with Satan?
Yes.
No, he's not.
No. Look at it. What?
Is he begging Satan?
No, not confrontation.
Is he reasoning with him?
He's having a conversation.
Is he reasoning with him?
No, it's like his Jamaican reasoning means back and forth. You're talking about British reasoning.
Okay, so Salakio Mozart. So he's giving him orders. He's telling Satan his orders. He's giving him an order. He's about to. He's telling Satan what's what. You got something, Mozart?
He said to Satan, "Have you considered?" So he's questioning. They're having a dialogue, right? Our conversation. Say, okay, have you considered my servant Job? How loyal he is? Who he showed evil from him? Satan now is going to answer and said to him, "Has Job served you or not?" So he give him a chance. I ask him a question and give him a chance to give him his answer. So it's a conversation, not a confrontation.
Yeah, there is no confrontation with God. Nobody confronts God.
That's right.
Yeah, but if you okay, so if you go on and read verse 8 and 9, we're not going to, but just for time's sake, when you go on and read the rest of these verses, yeah, Satan gets orders by God.
Yes.
He's ordained to go and do what he needs to do around Job. But that's not the point. The point is he gets his orders from God. It's not a reasoning. It's not a debate. He's told to do something, he goes and does it. That doesn't sound like the Satan we've been taught about in the Christian church. That sounds like the Christian, the Satan I learned about in the Christian church hated the Most High God. He argued the toss with the Most High God to his face. Can you imagine one of the angels coming in front of God with his confrontation? What would have happened to that angel? Can you imagine? Yeah, you got something, Mozart?
The kind of conversation that the Christian church is talking about. It's talking about like, because it's a religion, they put it in your mind like Satan can just step in a heaven and bring off him like antics. Yeah. Can't happen like that.
But you try and tell the Christians that.
If you notice what they said, they present meat in a hardly fashion. Satan him just run and push you and say, listen now, we're going to do this. No. He have to come hardly, and when the Most High question him, he answer respectfully. Him not come and just say, right, man, dash up the mouth and give lip service to that. And no argue, after him just going to do it, please. He said, no. Have you considered my job? He said, oh yeah. But only because you protect him. All right, then go and see what he will do. And when he go, he said he couldn't break job. Yeah. And he did not also break the Most High because the Most High said, don't kill him and don't break his bones. Right? So he go and he put all of the challenge to and he really did issue evil away from him. Even when his wife said to him, why don't curse God and die? Look at the condition. He said, are you a foolish woman? He blessed me with good things, and now tribulation come. I must turn my back on him. That's right. So you say Satan could never find a way to break him. Even when he used a woman, again, just like he used Eve to break Adam, he tried the same thing with using wife against him, and he couldn't break him. No, sir.
Damn right, Officer Mozart. Can someone get me 2 Chronicles 18 and 18? And Mozart, could you get me Psalms 78 and 49? Baba Kashar. So, the angels and the demons are the CPS and the defense lawyers. If you can fathom that, and if you can comprehend that and put it in biblical terms, you will get a correct understanding of exactly what the angels and demons are, who they are, what they're meant to do. They've all got a job. And they're not what you've been taught in the Christian church. Let's read 2 Chronicles 18 and 18, Bob.
2 Chronicles 18. Micaiah continued, therefore hear the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne with all the multitudes of heaven, standing on his right and on his left. And the Lord said, who will entice Ahab, king of Israel?
Okay, so who are the multitude of heaven? Read that piece again, the multitude.
God, I saw the Lord sitting on his throne with the multitudes of heaven, standing on his right and on his left.
So who are the multitudes of heaven? Angels and demons. The people that need to hear what the Lord's got to say. Who would believe that demons are in the kingdom of heaven around? Read that again, Baba Kashar.
I saw the Lord sitting on his throne with all the multitudes of heaven, standing on his right and on his left.
Okay, so the multitude of heaven is because they're in a high place. Do you understand? Not an estate with castles and where they live next door to each other in it, like the Christian church would have you believe. They're in a high state, a high place. They're around the Most High God. Remember, we can't see the Most High God. He's to all power. But his servants can, the sons of the Lord, the sons of God can. Not us. You know, sometimes in the Bible, we're referred to as the sons of God. And more time, the sons of God are the angels and the demons. But one thing for sure, they can look upon him. We can't.
That's right. Okay?
And here, the angels, the multitudes, and that's the angels and demons are sat up. He's sat on his throne, and they're on his left and on his right. Read that again, Baba Kashar, one.
I saw the Lord sitting on his throne with all the multitudes of heaven, standing on his right and on his left. And the Lord said, who will entice Ahab, king of Israel, into attacking Ramoth Gilead and going to his death there?
Okay, so this is after Samuel. This is just after the era of Samuel Chronicles and 1st and 2nd Kings. So we know in biblical terms, we're talking about a time when there was a split. We fell out over taxes, over tithes, and there was a split in our kingdom. Israel had become two nations. Even though we know physically we was bloodline, pedigree, we was still one nation. We fell out. 9 tribes saw eye to eye, and 3 tribes saw a different eye to eye. And there was a split in the kingdom straight down the middle. The northern kingdom, which was called Israel, just like here, and that was ruled by a king called Ahab. Okay, and we had a southern kingdom with 3 tribes in it that were Jews, because the land was called Judah. And these 3 tribes were Jews. They had a different king called Jeroboam. Okay, so the southern kingdom was ruled by King Jeroboam, and the northern kingdom was ruled by Ahab. But Ahab was wicked as hell.
No. Jeroboam was north. By this time he died.
Salakia, Jeroboam was north. Salakia, Khan. Ahab was
next in line.
Next in line after Ahab was next in line after Jeroboam. Okay, and this is referring to Israel, the northern kingdom. Read that again, Baba Kashar, and read all the way through. Let's just get the right understanding.
And the Lord said, who will entice Ahab, king of Israel, into attacking Ramoth Gilead and going to his death there?
Okay, so the multitudes have been summoned to the Most High God because the Most High God wants a volunteer. He wants one of his workers, a demon or an angel, to step forward and entice Ahab, who's wicked as hell. The Most High God's had enough. He's had enough. And what does this angel do? We're gonna read. You got something?
This is the deed because it shows that the Lord got angels that he sends to kill. So I thought Satan so wicked he killed my son. The Lord said him. Satan so wicked he got cancer. Saying the Lord said, I'm giving him cancer. That is deep. So the Lord sends these men towards you. The Lord honors the good. And Satan was about Satan gave you cancer. Here's the Lord doing it. So and
that's a real heavy point, because anything we hear that's negative or appears what the Christian church determined as demonic, in the Christian church is taught as that's Satan's fault. That's the devil's fault. That's the demon's fault. And it's nothing to do with that. It's your fault.
That's right.
If your child dies of cot death, yeah, that's not a demon that's done that. That was ordained. You know, things that happen all over the world that the Christian church and the Christian pastors tell you are demonic. Yeah, all over the world, what these Christian pastors and the Christian church tells you are demonic have got nothing to do with demons. Everything in the church is blamed on Satan. If something goes wrong, your auntie gets cancer, a baby dies of cot death, these Christians blame it on Satan. Everything's blamed on Satan. But there's nothing further from the truth. The Most High God gave your auntie cancer. The Most High God killed your baby. That it was ordained. There's order for everything. That's right. Nothing is coincidental. Nothing is accidental.
That's right.
Yeah, but in this Christian church, these pastors teach you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians absolute nonsense that is not in the Bible. Read on, Baba Kosha.
One suggested this, and another that. Finally, a spirit came forward, stood before the Lord, and said, I will entice him.
Okay, so this is a spirit that's volunteered. Just like in class, he's put his hand up. He's volunteered. Okay? He will entice him. He will do what the Most High God needs. Not Satan. This is a spirit. So this could be an angel or a demon. But it's a spirit that he's going to put a vibration on Ahab. Do we all follow this? Do we all understand this? Read on, Baba Kashar.
By what means? The Lord asked.
By what means? So the Most High God's asking the spirit, how? What's the mechanics behind it? What's your mythology? What's your method? What are you going to do to Ahab? Read on.
It's like when they invade a country, you got the commanding general, and you got the generals around him. The man say you got the map out. The man say, I say we go at the back. The man say, nah, man. I say we should take from the front, blah, blah, blah. And the general goes, listen to all of them. And the one that makes sense goes, yeah, do that one. Like, he's like, listen to your, he listens. And he goes, like, here's the same. He goes, no, we ain't doing that, we ain't doing that. But listen for this. You'll say, how we do this? So, yeah.
Go on, yeah, go on. You got something more, so.
But if someone there is something, no, because we have to left flank them, just in case they try to run at
Yeah, I was
right
saying,
flank them.
that the mapper saying, how we doing this?
So you ask them, what is your strategy then? Give me an idea what you can make, see if it makes sense. And then she can present the argument and then say, okay.
Can't, damn right. What verse is that other one?
I'm at verse, end of verse 20.
Yeah, read on. Let's go down to verse 22.
Okay, skip to 22, yeah?
No. Read through it.
By what means? The Lord asks. Verse 21. I will go and be a deceiving spirit in the mouth of all his prophets, he said. You will succeed in enticing him, said the Lord. Go and do it.
Okay, so the Most High God here has got a judgment for Ahab. He's sick of Ahab. He wants rid of Ahab. He's using an angel or a demon. He's using one of his angels to put a spirit on Ahab to get rid of him. And let's see how he uses that, because the Most High God gets the enticer or this spirit to put a spirit on the prophets or the teachers that are advising Ahab, his advisors. Let's see how this pans out. Read
Verse 22. So now the Lord has put a deceiving spirit in the mouth of all these prophets of yours. The Lord has decreed disaster for you.
Hold on a minute. So this is not from Satan, right? According to our records, this is from the Most High God. This is not, you can't blame Satan for this. You can't blame Satan for that. You can't blame Satan for everything. There's no records of it in the Bible. So where our Christian pastors get off teaching this nonsense to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and native Indians is further from the truth than we would like to believe. Yeah, is that someone got something?
The Lord has decreed disaster for you.
The Lord has decreed, not Satan, okay, not even Lucifer, the so-called white man. The Lord, that's the Most High God. He's decreed, what's he decreed, other one?
Disaster.
And what is disaster? Anything that the Most High God says it can be. But let's know that disaster is not survival. It's not something you're going to survive with. Disaster is shipwreck, plane crash, car crash, train coming, being derailed. That's a disaster. Is there any more on that other one?
The man slapped him for saying this.
Huh?
That's the part where the man slapped him for saying
Can't. So the spirit of this demon, this demon servant of the Most High God is to entice the prophets of Israel, to who let's not forget, these prophets are advising Ahab on the daily, on the weekly. Ahab, the king of Israel, is being advised by the same people that the Most High God sent a lying spirit to come upon them and entice them. And he's been advised by these same prophets and teachers. This is going to go all wrong for Ahab. This is not going to end well. This is going to end in that railway train being derailed, in that plane coming down, running out of fuel, in that car crash, in that shipwreck. It's going to end in disaster. Do we all follow this?
That's right.
Psalm 78 and 49. Get that for me, Barbara.
The book of Psalm 78 verse 49. He casted upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath and indignation.
Salakia, start that again, Barbara Kashila.
Psalm 78 verse 49. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, indignation, and trouble.
Okay, who wrote the book of Psalms? Does anybody know who wrote the book of Psalms? Anybody? King David. King David wrote the book of Psalms. Okay, so who is King David referring to here? Because it's easy when you read the first 5 books of the Bible, which Moses the records of the prophet Moses to know who he's talking about and the era we're in. But later on in the Bible, it's a little bit more difficult. You can get lost in the records of King David. So who is King David talking about here in Psalms 78 and 49? Does anybody know?
That's it.
What is angels?
Laha. Okay, yeah, go on, other one.
Referring to time of wilderness.
He's referring to the time of the Exodus when we came out of the Egyptian bondage. Okay, so read that again, Baba Kasha.
He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger.
So this the fierceness of his anger is casted upon who?
The children of Israel.
No, Pharaoh, not the children of Israel. Pharaoh and the Egyptians. He's casting his anger. Read that again, Baba Kasha.
He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation.
His wrath and indignation upon Pharaoh and his army and the Egyptians that had us in captivity. Read on.
And trouble by sending evil angels among them.
By sending the angel of death did what? We sacrificed a lamb and marked it, the blood of the sacrificial lamb on our doors and posts. What did the angel of death do?
Passover.
He passed over our houses. No Hebrew child was killed. That night, that evening, no Hebrew child was murdered. Where did the angel of death go?
Egyptians.
Killed all the firstborn of the Egyptian parents. So read that again, Baba Kasha.
He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation.
So we know the Most High kindles wrath, anger, and condemnation. But hold on, indignation. So hold on a minute. I thought in the Christian church, God was all love. I thought in the Christian church, God was all happiness and handing out tambourines and handing out hymns and songs. Okay, you got something, Moses?
You see, where religion really teach us, is what we will practice out in the world. If you notice a man who is wicked, going around killing people in the community.
A little bit louder for the mic.
Like a man who going around and killing people in the community, robbing them or whatever, out of grievance or whatever. You notice when his time come to die, him beg and him beseech and him scream, just like the oppressor. Now when his time of judgment is coming, he want to join hands and he want to clap and he want to show us how to love him.
Yeah.
To see if he can get away from his judgment, but not in this case. Because he was born to do what he was supposed to do, but his judgment will be on him. So it don't make no sense we sit down in the Christian church now and believe that, oh, God so loved the world. He can't explain to you what word God was talking about, and which word God loved. But he want to be a part of that word. But he know, but because some of our people are so stubborn and stupid, they still want to bring him in and say, oh, God will forgive him. No. No forgiveness. If I read the book of Hebrews 12, verse 16, his forefather cried with tears, and he still couldn't pursue God. And tears is a serious language to God. Even also when he was telling Moses to go into it, he said, I heard the cry of my people. So crying is a serious language. But when Lucifer tried to use it against as a defense, he said, no, even though you try to get it with tears, you're not getting this one.
Damn right. Read on.
Okay.
Can you get me Exodus 23 and 20, Ado?
And trouble by sending evil angels among them.
What verse is that?
That's the end of verse 49.
Yeah, read on.
Verse 50. He made a way to his anger.
His anger again, okay. God kindling anger. Go on, read on.
He spared not their soul from death.
So he's got no mercy on these Egyptians. He spared not their soul on death. Read on.
But gave their life over to pestilence.
Okay, so he gave their lives over to all kinds of disease-riddled insects, okay? And they got warts, they got skin diseases, they got scabs, they got all kinds of madness beyond head lice. Read on.
Verse 51. And smote all the firstborn in Egypt.
And did what?
smote all the firstborn in Egypt.
There you go. He killed all the firstborn in Egypt. Now, whether that child was 16, 21, or 2 months old, that child got murdered, got killed. Period. The firstborn. Okay, so if you had a second-born, if you was an African and you had a second-born, a third-born child, they got spared. But all your firstborn children, if you was a young couple, a young 22-year-old couple that had just been married and were in wedlock, and you had a 6-month-old baby and no other children, that child got killed, period. This is what the Most High God does. And he uses angels and demons to execute his work. Okay, there's no such thing as angels dressed up in white and they're good, and demons dressed up in black robes and they're bad. That's nothing, that's not in the Bible. That's in the Christian church. Okay, angels are your defense lawyers, and demons are your crown prosecution service. They've all got a job to do, period. What verse is that, Mozart?
Verse 51.
Yeah, read 52 for me, Barbara. Yeah, come on.
The chief of their strength in the tabernacle of Ham. Verse 52. But made his own people to go forth like sheep.
Okay, so they're generals. He's talking about Pharaoh's generals and his advisors. Yeah, they're in the house of where? Ham. And can you imagine the panic that's setting in now? The river Nile's been turned red. Everything in the Nile died. Crocodiles, the alligators, the frogs jumped out of the water. They had pestilence and disease-riddled insects. They had skin diseases. And now this is the last straw. Their firstborn of every family was murdered. Don't you think they're at the end of their tether? These Africans, these Hamites. Okay. He's just opened, the Most High God's just opened a can of whip-ass on these Africans, and he's dealt with them severely. Why? Because they had us in bondage for 430 years, and Pharaoh's heart was hardened. He would not let us go. And the more the Most High God did, the works he did through his angels, through his loyal servants, the harder his heart became. Do we all follow this?
God.
Is there any more on that? Read verse 50. Is it 52 and 53? You got something?
The
like
hard
that?
part in that scripture said, the Lord sent evil angels among them. Meaning, like, usually people think that the evil angel comes from Satan. There's the Lord sent him. That's the part that will come in.
Say that again, other one, for the mic. Speak up a little.
It said the Lord sent evil angels among them. Meaning the Lord got evil angels that will put upon you. Like, people say Satan, but there's the Lord
and
evil angels among them.
It's a word for that, because this is what we're talking about. In that Christian church, we learned that everything that's in a white robe and angelic is good, and everything that's in a black robe and demonic is bad. That's not what this says. God said he sent evil angels. So there's angels that can do evil. And like we said, the angels and demons work for God. None of them are against the Most High God. They've all got a job to do. And their job is to go out and execute their orders, what they've been given. Read on.
Verse 52. And guide them in the wilderness like a flock. Verse 53.
Come on.
And he led them unsafely to. And he led them unsafely to that they feared. But
how did he lead us safely? What did Moses do with his staff? And led us safely. That wasn't Moses that done that. Who do you think did that? The Most High God. And who did he use to do that? Angels. Read on.
So that they feared not, but the sea overwhelmed their enemies.
They did what?
Or the sea overwhelmed their enemies.
And so who did the sea overwhelm?
Pharaoh and his chariots.
The Egyptian army. Pharaoh and his chariots. And the angels closed the sea back on them. And the angels did this because they were ordered to do it by the Most High God. Exodus 20, drop that for me, Barbara Kashar. Let's get Exodus 23 and 20. Get me Jude, verse 9. There's only one chapter in Jude. You just go straight to verse 9. But let's go through Exodus 23 and 20 first. There's only a couple of verses here.
Exodus 23 and 20. Behold, I send an angel before thee.
I do what?
Send an angel before thee.
No, I sent Satan.
I send an angel before thee.
No, I sent a demon.
An angel before thee.
Read on.
To keep thee in the way.
To keep thee in the way. Read on.
And to bring thee into the place which I have prepared.
Okay, so the Most High God is using an angel to guide us out of the captivity of Pharaoh and the Egyptians and our bondage, and lead us the right way, because we're blind. We've never been through the wilderness and the mountains in the desert, the route to the promised land. Does anybody know where the promised land is? Israel. Okay, so he sent an angel to guide us. Read on, Baba Kashar.
Verse 21. Beware of him and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he would not pardon your transgression.
Okay, so here we're being warned to listen and obey him and not provoke him, because this angel is unforgiving. This angel, listen, we built a calf when Moses was bringing down 613 laws out of Mount Sinai. Yes, he only wrote down with chalk and stone tablet 10, but he had 603 memorized. Okay, he had 603 laws memorized, and as soon as he came down that mountain, we'd already built a golden calf and embraced idolatry. Okay, the Most High God sent this angel to lead us away from this nonsense idolatry, the Christian church, the Islamic mosque, Rastafarianism. That's what this angel's doing. He's leading us on the right path. Read on, Baba Kashar.
For my name is in him.
For the Most High God's name is in this angel. Read.
Verse 22. But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies.
Okay, so and
an adversary unto thine adversary.
Okay, so just like throughout the entire Bible, yeah, if we pay attention and listen, what happens?
Lord, be an enemy to our enemies.
If we pay attention and listen, we have the strong arm of the Most High God backing us. Yeah, if we don't pay attention and listen, he deserts us. He disappears and turns his back on us. And we go into some kind of captivity, whether it's Persian, Macedonian, Assyrian, African, European. This is what happens to us. So what we're doing today is so important. We're remembering our records. We're remembering the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Bible. We're staying away from that God-forsaken Christian church, that hell place called the mosque, and them ridiculous doctrines that so many of people are lost in, called Rastafarianism. We're staying away from them, and the men of the ISUPK under the command of General Yohanna are following this angel right here that enticed us the right way, that we followed the right route through the desert, through the wilderness. This is the angel we must embrace. Not any of these deceiving angels that dangle an apple in front of you, dangle fornication, fabrication, adultery, lie, murder, all these wicked things that are against our laws, breaking the dietary, even the simple laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws, not keeping the feast days, not turning up, not breaking your neck or breaking an arm and a leg to make it to the feast days. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. We've got 11 and a half months of the year to save up for the Passover.
That's right.
Yeah. And yeah, it's unfortunate some things cannot be accounted for that happen, yeah, to some of us, but for the rest of us, these extraordinary circumstances, we've got 11 and a half months to save up for the Passover. There's no excuses. There's no excuses for not turning up to the school because you've got slavery, for the Feast of First Fruits, for the Day of Atonement. You've got 11 and a half months. You've got damn near 12 months to prepare for these feast days. Okay, so let's bear this in mind, especially in the law class. This is the law class, and this is what we teach in the law.
Right.
Okay, so is there any more on that other one?
Yeah, it depends for the whole free.
No, we just want that verse 22.
I do not hear.
Okay, Jude, verse 9. You got verse 9 in the book of Jude. For anybody that don't know, Jude is the last but one book in the Bible. It's the book before Revelation. And Revelation being the last book in the Bible.
Jude 9?
Yeah, have you got it?
Jude 1, 9 or Jude?
There's only one chapter in Jude, verse 9. Yeah, read that, Baba Kasha.
Yet Michael the archangel.
The what?
Michael the archangel.
No, Satan.
Michael the archangel.
Lucifer?
Michael the archangel.
Read on.
When contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moses.
Okay, so here we've got the archangel Michael, the warrior angel, who led armies throughout his time, and we've got Satan. Okay, Moses has sinned and he's been killed in the wilderness. Joshua is leading us into the promised land. He's picked up the reins from Moses. Moses' body lies dead. Archangel Michael and Satan are debating over where Moses' body should be taken. Satan wants his body to stay in the wilderness, because remember who Satan is. Who does Satan work for, apart from the Most High God? Remember the metaphor we used, the analogy at the start of the class in my introduction. Who does Satan work for? The CPS. Satan is the Crown Prosecution Service. Michael is the defense lawyer here when it comes to Moses. But in that Christian church, the Christians use Jude, verse 9, to teach that, look, Angel Michael, the Archangel Michael and Satan are warring in the wilderness, in the desert. They're fighting over Moses' body. That's not what this says here. And we're going to prove it right now in verse 9. Everything's done decently and in order. Everything decently and in order. Read that, Baba Kasha.
Disputed about the body of Moses. Doest not thou bring against him a railing accusation, but said.
Read that again. A what accusation?
A railing accusation. But said, the Lord rebuke thee.
Okay, read that again. Read it up loud and clear for the mic.
Yet Michael the archangel.
Yet Michael the archangel is discussing where Moses' body should go with Satan. Read.
When contending with the devil.
Contending, not arguing, not confronting. There's no terminology here that's used in the Christian church. Arguing. You know, it's a healthy debate. Read on.
It disputed about the body of Moses.
Disputing about the body of Moses. Read.
Doest not bring against him a railing accusation.
Hold on a minute. He's saying he's not bringing a railing accusation against Satan. But I thought the pastors in the Christian church taught that the Archangel Gabriel and Michael hated Satan. They fought and warred with Satan for thousands of years. Read that again, Baba Kasha.
But doest not bring an accusation, a railing accusation, but said, the Lord rebuke thee.
So this is saying that the Archangel Michael didn't bring no railing accusation. He wasn't accusing Satan. Last time I checked, accusation stems from the term accused. He's not accusing Satan of everything. This is a discussion between Satan and Michael, and it's being done decently and in order between two brothers, like me and one of the priests and prophets in the ISUPK in our school, in the Birmingham UK school, would discuss or debate something. Yeah, it would be done decently and in order. There's no argument here. There's no confrontation between Michael and Satan. Michael even is quoted by Jude as stating, there's no railing accusation against Satan. You got something, otherwise?
You know what he's saying deep, man. Even the point I'm making is that even Michael ain't talking to Satan anyhow. He's coming correct and not gonna speak now and going back and forth. Like Christians make it like Satan on his own thing when it's not.
Can't. And everything's done decently in order, like how we do it in here. Everything's done decently and in order. There is no such thing as Michael and Satan arguing the toss. There's no such thing as Michael and Satan hating each other, cursing each other, warring with each other. That's what we're taught in the Christian church.
So this conversation, would it be more like Satan saying, yo, Lord, I think you should kill him, there's no chances. And it's Michael like, nah, give him another chance, man. If I may speak now, give him another chance. But the brother is dealing with things like that. That's the kind of...
Can't. Heavy point. And that's going back to the analogy I used in the beginning of Satan being the crown prosecution. He's got a job to do. Let's not forget, Satan's got a job to do. He's got to convince God that me and you are not worthy of his love. But then Michael and Gabriel and other angels have got their job to do. They're the defense lawyers. Their job is to prove that we are worthy and we're worthy of a second chance if we mess up. That's the two. There's a balance to everything. You got something.
Michael, even in the white man's court, you can have an outright murder. I mean, outright guilty, and even his defense will say, "All right, guilty," but he's the abuse of the child. So don't give him life. Give him mental institution, or give him the least blow as possible, even though he's guilty. So it's my how it works.
Can't. Yeah. So in the end, who wins? Michael wins this healthy, respectful debate, and he carries off, and Moses' body is handed over to Joshua, and Joshua takes Moses' body into the promised land. No one knows where Moses is buried, but guess who knows? The Most High God knows where Moses' body is laid to rest. Okay. Is there any questions on that? Any questions in class regarding the angels? Okay, it's good. All this in Jude 1 and 9, it's all done decently and in order between two loyal servants of the Most High God. Remember, Satan is the CPS. Remember, we've mentioned this again and again. And Michael is the defense lawyer. Okay, is there any questions?
I've got one about the evil spirits come from, if you want. Samuel's, that one already.
Salakia.
One in Samuel's about where evil spirits come from.
Where evil spirits come from.
Yeah.
Have you got? Is it a question or is it just? Yeah. Read it. You can break it down as well. Otherwise.
1 Samuel 16 and 14. But the spirit of the Lord departed from Saul, and an evil spirit from the Lord troubled him. So let you know that the Lord, the evil spirit comes in. The evil spirit came from the Lord. Can't.
Yeah, okay, so let's go to Hebrews 1 and 14.
If you want to Deuteronomy 32, verse 39.
Yeah, read it.
It's the book of Deuteronomy 32, verse 39. See now that I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill.
I do what?
I kill, and I make alive. I wound, and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver you out of my hand.
Don't sound like the God we learn about in the Christian church, does it?
No.
Read that again, Baba Kasha.
See now that I am he, and there is no God with me.
This is talking about the Most High God. Read.
I kill.
I do what?
I kill.
No, I bang a tambourine with the Christians up on the hill and sing hallelujah and come by our my Lord.
I killed.
I kill. The Most High God kills. What else does he do?
And I make alive.
And he makes alive. So you die. Your spirit goes goes to heaven to be judged by the Most High God. Your flesh goes into the rotting ground, and that spirit is released by God when he's good and ready, and you are reborn and given a new body in a baby, through a baby, a new body. You won't change nations. You don't jump nations. You're born into the nation you've always come from. Okay, this is called regeneration. In the Christian church, they call it reincarnation. But the way they teach reincarnation in the Christian church is a bag of nonsense. We know this because they teach that a man can die and come back as a rat or a snake or a bat in a cave. And there's no records of that in the Bible. Is there any more on that?
Okay. I wound.
I wound.
And I heal.
He takes off legs. He takes off arms. He blinds. Read on.
Neither is there any that can deliver you out of my hand.
Hold on a minute. Nobody is a challenge to the Most High God. Read that again.
Neither is there any that can deliver you out of my hand.
So this is not only talking about Odin, Thor, Jehovah, Allah. This is talking about what's taught in the Christian church as well. Satan being his opposite, or a challenge, or his adversary. There's no record of this in the Bible. So let's get back into these scriptures. Let's learn the truth. Yeah. Let's get out of that Christian church. Let's get out of that Islamic mosque. Let's get into the Bible, because the church and the mosque is not recorded in the Bible. So why are we learning through these brick buildings in the first place? There's no mention of them in the Bible. So why do we go to these places to learn about the Bible? Because we cannot be taught these things in these brick buildings, because the people that teach out of these brick buildings do not know what they're talking about. Read, give me Hebrews 1:14, Baba Kashar.
Hebrews 1:14. Are they not all ministering spirits?
Are they what?
Not all ministering spirits.
Are they not all ministering spirits? What? Who's ministering spirits? Let's get the Zondervan. Let's get a definition of ministry. Actually, go to page 368. Let's get a definition before we break down this precept. Let's get question.
Yeah, this concept of church is mentioned. So this church is mentioned in the Bible.
Sorry?
This church is mentioned.
Which church?
Yeah, this is mentioned.
This ain't a church.
Well, what you're gathering.
This is a school, sis. This is a school.
So you are mentioned, but nobody else is mentioned.
Who? Who's
You're
mentioned?
saying the church isn't mentioned, all the other things are mentioned.
You're not. Hold on. You're not being clear. Make your question clear.
That the church isn't mentioned in the Bible.
The Christian church isn't mentioned in the Bible. Do you think it is, sis? Do you think the Christian?
As an institution, it's not mentioned. But so, where you're coming from here, this is this.
Let's talk about the Christian church. You've just asked me a question. Are you saying that the Christian church is mentioned in the Bible?
No, not as an establishment, but as a group of people.
So what is the? So when you read, okay, let me ask you a question. When you read about the church in the Bible, what is that referring to?
But it's not mentioned in the Bible like that.
What are you talking about? I'm just asking you a question. When the Bible talks about the church, what is it referring to?
A body of people, a gathering.
A body of people? Are you sure it's not talking about the teachers? When Christ lived 2,000 years ago, the Bible refers to him being the church as he taught, the temple, his body. He was the church. So when we go on street camp on a Saturday, we are the church, the teachers, the priests and prophets of the Most High God. That is the church the Bible talks about, not a brick building. Can you just quickly just get me Acts 7:48 and show the sister that you cannot find God in your brick church, your brick building. He doesn't dwell there. He doesn't put his spirit in there. Neither will you find him in the mosque or the synagogues or the temples, whether they're Hindu temples or Jewish temples or whatever. You will not find the spirit of the Most High God in a building that's man's built with his hands. Let's read that, Acts 7:48 for the sister.
Acts 7:48. Boom, 1 second. Acts 7. 47. Acts 7:48, yeah? Can't. Acts 7:48. Howbeit, the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands.
The Most High does what?
Dwelleth not in temples made with hands.
No, you'll find him in the church.
He dwelleth not in temples made with hands.
No, you'll find him in the mosque.
Dwelleth not in temples made with hands.
The Most High God does not dwell in the Christian church, sis. You won't find him there. You won't find his spirit in there. You can tell your pastor that and ask your pastor, why do you teach that you can find the spirit of God in this building? When the Bible is clear on this, God does not dwell in these brick buildings made by hands. You cannot make this up, sis. It's right there in black and white. So,
church didn't do that anyway.
Well, all the churches do.
You can meet in your own house, you can meet with your family, you can meet and you can have prayer meetings within your family. You don't have to go to church.
But I'm telling you what the church pushes. The church pushes that you will find the spirit of the Most High God in these brick buildings. And it's a lie. It's not only a lie, it's a damn lie. And it's pushed by the pastor on our beloved blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. It's not the truth. So that's the church lying. There's your pastors lying and teaching our people things that are not in our records. But what is in our record is what you've just read in Acts 7:48. The Most High God does not dwell in the church. He does not dwell in the mosque. He does not dwell in the synagogues. You can't find him in any of these places. So when you're kneeling in church on a Sunday morning in Holy Communion and praying to the North Star or praying to the South Pole, your prayer is not being received. The Most High God does not ever hear any of your prayers. Not one of them. Not a single prayer you've gone down on your knees and prayed in your life as the Most High God received. Not one.
Pray everywhere, so you can pray at home, your prayers are going to be heard. So you're saying,
who told you that?
So there's no need to pray then.
You don't know how to pray. So hold on, how do you pray?
I don't know.
Well, explain. I'm asking you a question. How do you pray?
I pray in my own heart.
There's a physical to get your prayer received according to the Bible. According to the Bible, to get your prayer received by the Most High God, there's a certain way you have to pray, a physical way, and you don't do that. So no, your prayer is not received. Whether you do it at home, whether you do it in a telephone box, whether you do it in an Uber taxi, your prayer is not received by the Most High God. Because the Bible tells us how to pray. To get your prayer received, first you have to be facing the east, the holy city, Jerusalem, the promised land. And unless you're facing that way, your prayer is not being received. And I doubt very much you wake up and know where the sun's coming up or know where Jerusalem is, unless I'm mistaken.
So you're saying people who pray, they're not, none of their things, and they get answered, the prayers get answered.
No, what I'm saying, prayers don't get answered. The prayers get answered if you pray the right way. So what I'm saying to you is, if it's not in our records, then you've been taught nonsense or you've fabricated it in your head. If it's not in our records, it doesn't exist. It's not from the Most High God. It's what's in your heart and in your own mind. And guess what the Most High God thinks about what's in your heart and in your mind? He don't think nothing about it. He don't care about it because it's an opinion and he doesn't work off opinions. Let's get any more questions before we move on? And we've got time for one more precept. Get 2 Corinthians 11 and 14.
I'll get a prayer one if you want.
Yeah, can't another one,
Daniel
can't.
6 and 10. So
Daniel 6 and 10. Read that, Baba Kishar.
What is it on?
So like you said again.
Daniel 6 and 10.
What precept is there on?
Oh, get me 2 Corinthians 11 and 14 and we'll finish on that.
About 2. It's Daniel 6 and 10. And it reads, now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his windows being open, toward Jerusalem.
Towards the north wall of the Christian church.
Toward Jerusalem.
No, towards the pastor who's facing the west.
Toward Jerusalem.
Towards Jerusalem, sis. Listen good. Read.
He kneeled upon his knees.
He kneeled upon his knees.
God. 3 times a day. And
how many times? No, once a day in church.
3 times a day.
No, once a day at home in the bathroom.
3 times a day.
3 times a day, sis. Read.
And prayed.
And prayed.
And gave thanks.
And gave thanks.
Before his God.
Before the Most High Yahweh. And in the Christian church, they don't even call him by his real name. They call him Jehovah or what the hell they want to call him, which is nonsense. And it's not the truth. It's a lie. Okay, so let's finish off. Have you got another one, or shall we finish off?
That was 1 Kings 8:22.
1 Kings 8 and 22.
And Solomon stood before the altar of the Lord in the presence of all the congregation.
There you go. This is King Solomon. Read.
And spread forth his hands.
And spread forth his hands. In the Christian church, we taught to clasp our hands together. They've even made an emoji on it. You can have an emoji on it. You've got those emojis of the Christian way to pray. Clasp your hands together, and you can see that in your emails or in your text messages where they're clasped together, just like they do in the Christian church. But what did King say?
And spread forth his hands towards heaven.
Spread forth his hands towards heaven. Read.
And he said,
he said, Salakia,
Lord God of Israel, there is no God like thee. Let's pray now.
So, and that's the physical way you pray, sis. Did you hear that? You do not clasp your hands together. You pray with open palms. That's the physical way to pray, to get your prayer received. King Solomon did it. Is that Solomon or David?
Solomon.
That's King Solomon. Okay? And a lot of people in the Christian church, more of them pray like this, with their hands clasped together. I come from the Baptist church. I know what I'm talking about. I've seen it. 90% of Christians pray with their hands clasped together, or even worse, like this. It's nonsense, and it's not in the Bible. Everything we learn in that Christian church is not in the Bible.
That's right. One more. This is John 9:31. Now we know that God heareth not sinners.
God heareth not sinners. Read on.
Christian church didn't break the commandments. Not sinners are.
Come on, read that again, Baba Kashar, the one.
Now we know that God heareth not sinners.
We know that the Most High God hears not sinners. Now, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do in that Christian church, then you're a sinner. Period. You can't make this stuff up, sis. You can't say, oh, well, I go to church and my church is 1 in a million and it's not like all the other churches. You're still sinning in that church. Going to that church, attending that congregation is a sin, and you are going to learn lies in there. You might have a pastor who's financially moral. That's not going to stop him teaching the unholy Trinity. That's not going to stop him teaching you the virgin birth, the miracle birth that's not recorded in the Bible. That's not going to stop him teaching you that Jesus is coming back to save everybody and Christ is not coming back to save everybody. You have to show me that in the Bible where Christ is coming back to hold everybody's hands, run up to the hill, banging a tambourine, singing, "Come by army, Lord, save everybody." That's not in the Bible, but you're being taught that in your church at some level. Second Corinthians 11 and 14. What you got, Mosa?
Because you were saying banging tambourine, I was going to give a scripture about what God said about
Yeah, Let's save that for you class next week, Mozart. 2 Corinthians 11:14. This will be the last precept.
The book of 2 Corinthians 11 verse 14. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
Read that again, Baba Kashar.
And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
Hold on a minute. Did you hear that, sis? I thought that Satan was an angel of darkness, according to the Christian pastor. I thought Satan was an angel of darkness. Read that again, Baba Kashar, one more time.
And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
Okay, so according to the Christian church, Satan has no light in him. But are we getting this? According to the Christian church, Satan has no light in him, but he's going to be transformed. Read that one more time for Rosette.
And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
An angel of light. The Christian church is a damn lie. Period. And with that, I'm going to call the class. Clap it up. I'm going to hand the class over to Officer Mozart for the security announcements.
This is a security announcement for ISUPK. Security announcement. We are the ISUPK, started out of 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister come into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 verse 21, Malachi 3 verse 8 to 10, means tithes in the Hebrew, Mahashara, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives to you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming Holy Convocation.
49 days from the last day of unleavened bread, unleavened first fruits. That's I'll tell you. 49 days, 50 days from 49 days, Salakia, from the last day of unleavened bread. We'll give you the date at a later date.
Announce Holy Convocation from sheet. Remind Akim and Akiwat to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headscarf, headband, and scarf. And with that, Al-Majam, Shabbat, Al-Majam, Barak,
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Rakadam.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Rakadam.
That's a matter.
Sir, turn and face the sisters. One courtesy salute. Men of Israel.
Men of Israel. Al-Majam Shabbat. Al-Majam, Barak.
Yahweh Shemai Ledam Ba'ashim Yahshai.
That's a matter.